All right, it is officially time. We got the FIBA World Cup starting on Friday morning. Welcome, guys. My name is DK. In this video, we're going to be taking on the main slate. Starts at 7 a.m. There also is an early slate at 3 a.m. Central. If you guys are new, again, I cover content for NBA, NFL, niche sports like a FIBA World Cup, preseason, summer league, all that good stuff. Also cover content for Prize Picks and for Underdog. Prize Picks are the sponsor of the video. If you guys are not on Prize Picks, you can use the code DKDFS for 100% match up to $100. It'll be linked down below. I believe both Prize Picks and Underdog will have props for the World Cup, so I will be also posting props for that. And if you guys are looking for more in-depth content for up-to-date breakdowns or up-to-date with news, starting lineups, all that good stuff, player pools, live streams, all that will be included in my Patreon link down below. But yeah, this has been a grind, and it's going to be a pretty significant grind here with preseason week 3 and this going on at the same time, the World Cup. But hey, this is what I live for, man. Literally what I live for. So I've actually been learning Chinese to try to figure out who's who, right? That's the type of effort it takes that I put into this for my subscribers, the people that do subscribe to me. Do whatever it takes to make sure that they can win money. But yeah, so let's get into it. Now we have a 4-game slate. No USA. USA plays on Saturday morning, but 4 games here. Some of these teams, it's a little bit more clear what's going to happen. Others, not as much. So we'll start off here with the first game, and that's going to be the Philippines and the Dominican Republic. So the Philippines, not a ton of information out there. Now there are, again, looking through some sites. Some of these, if you click on like Philippines, it'll just take you to like an Instagram post and it won't give you box scores. But for other teams, it will give you pretty in-depth box scores. So for Philippines, really all we have is obviously, I think, pretty clear that Jordan Clarkson is going to be their go-to guy. He didn't play in some of these early games. He did play last couple of games, and 27 points here, 13 points here. So Clarkson looks to be the go-to guy. But we can also look at some of these pre-qualifying games. Now, a lot of these games were played in like February 2023, right? And they have listed a lot of players, but again, only 12 will be on the roster. Now, I do have another page up where it lists basically all the guys on the that they're going to be making the trip to the FIBA World Cup. But yeah, so outside of Jordan Clarkson, there's a couple guys I wanted to mention here for the Philippines. So one is, hold on, where is it? Again, there's a lot here. There's a couple guys I want to mention. So one is going to be Brownlee. So if you look at the stats, Clarkson, 32 minutes. He has some really good numbers. Brownlee also very, very good numbers, averaging 29 points. What is that? 8 rebounds and 4 assists a game. So you can kind of see just looking at these stats that if you look at the points, like outside of Clarkson and Brownlee, really no one in double digits or no one, or maybe a couple guys. Ramos at 12 points, Kai Soto 13 points. But you can really see that this team is going to be a lot of Clarkson and a lot of Brownlee. So I think they're 2 really solid options. Now, I already know Jordan Clarkson's going to be much, much more popular than Brownlee. So here's where we can find the edge, right? A lot of the fish, they're just going to jam the NBA players. And I'm not saying that the NBA players are bad plays, but some of these non-NBA players that are, high usage players that are just going to be way less owned, right? So a guy like Justin Brownlee, one of those guys that I actually think is a really solid option here for the Philippines. And then Ramos, again, if you look at the stats, he's actually played in the most games, I believe. He's played in 10 games, 28 minutes. He's averaging 12 points, 6 boards, 2 assists. And he's listed here at 6K. I think he's a reasonable play. But I think my favorite value for the Philippines is going to be Kai Soto, Summer League legend for the Orlando Magic. He's like 7'4". And if you take a look at, he is on the roster. If you take a look at the stats, I mean, he's in the 4 games he's played, he played 25 minutes a game, averaged 13 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. So if Kai Soto starts, which I think he will, I think he's going to stand out as really good value. Now, there's a lot of things that can change. Again, the DraftKings just basically has like 40 guys for every team on here. There's only 12 again on the active roster, but it's going to be really important to keep an eye on news. Hopefully we'll get some starting lineups before lock, but That's where I'm at right now with the Philippines. Let's move on to the Dominican Republic. So Dominican Republic, Al Horford is not on the roster. You can take a look at the Dominican Republic here. I have a few game logs here for the Dominican Republic. And you can kind of see where the main guy's at. So Karl Anthony Towns, again, we don't have minutes here, but 20 points, 6 boards, 1 assist. Lester, I remembered how to pronounce it during Summer League, and then I forgot it. I'm going to have to learn it again. But Lester, again, he played at Golden State Summer League, 12 points, 1 board, 2 assists. He's kind of a stat sheet stuff for LJ Figueroa, again, another guy who's in the Summer League for the Lakers. But you can, like, outside of Cat and Lester, I think those are the two main guys I'm looking to. You got 9.8K for Cat, 7.2K for Lester. I think those are my two favorite options. Again, Cat should absolutely dominate the usage here for the Dominican Republic. You can look at another warm-up game here. Karl Anthony Towns says, wait, is this the same? This is not. It's just he like 26 and 2, 26. Oh, it's a very, very identical stat line here for Cat. 26 and 2 in this game. Lester on for 6, 4 and 1 in this game. LJ had a big game here. 20 points, 4 boards, 2 assists. So LJ is down here at 5.3. I think he's probably my favorite value here for the Dominican Republic. Let's see, taking a look at some of these other stats. Delgado's another guy that I do like for value. In these two kind of exhibition games, you can see his stats. 10 points, 12 boards, and 5 assists in this game. And then in this game, 7 points, 7 boards, 1 assist. So he's a good point per minute guy. He's down here at 4.9K. So I think Delgado's a solid value. I like LJ. And then at the top, you have Towns and Lester. Let's move on to Japan. So this is what I was talking about of like literally having to learn like Chinese here. Like it's just these box scores for Japan. They do not put them in English. So and some of these numbers are off too. So it's just a lot of, got to do a lot of digging here for Japan. So let's kind of talk about Japan. So these last few warm-up games for Japan, Yuta Watanabe missed. He's dealing with an ankle injury. I'm not sure if he's going to be available. Now, if he is going to be available, he's going to be the clear go-to guy. We kind of saw it in the Olympics a few years ago. It was him and Rui Hashimura. They basically just played like the entire game. So if Watanabe plays, I do like him a good amount. Now, like I said, there's the numbers are kind of off here. Like the numbers are not really right here. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Like, for example, this Kawamura guy. He's down here at 5.1K. They have him listed. He's number 5 on Draftkings, but on this site, they have him listed as 33. Almost positive he is number 5. And if you take a look at these box scores, this is Japan, because this other game here, they played Slovenia, and that 77 is Luka Doncic. So again, it's a lot of just like doing a lot of digging to figure out, which team's which. So this is Luka here. Obviously, Luka had a huge game, and this is the Japan side. But this Kawamura guy, not playing huge minutes. Again, the minutes are a little bit concerning here for Japan. So this is Japan here, and this is Japan here. You can look at the minutes. Like, no one played more than 28 minutes here. That was Yuta Baba, who we'll talk about in a sec. And in this one, it was Yuta Baba, again, leading the team in minutes at 24. So the minutes were not great, really, kind of spread out for Japan, which is not ideal. But that Kawamura guy, if you take a look at his stats, again, you can kind of see he's the point guard, 6 assists. And he's number 5, I believe. So in this game, 18 minutes, 5 assists, 7 points, 2 rebounds. In this game, 7 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. So I think he's a fair value. In this game, he did play 23 minutes. Yuta Baba, mentioned him. Again, he's played the most in these warm-up games. I think he's a reasonable play here at 6.4K. We'll keep an eye on Watanabe news. And then Hawkinson for wait, hold on. Where is this? Yeah, Josh Hawkinson. Hold on. So that list is 24 here. Yes, I believe he's number 24. And he's had some solid games in the warm-up. 12 points, 12 boards, 4 assists. In this one, not as good, but 4 points, 7 rebounds, and assists. So, again, Japan is kind of tricky here, nailing like who's who. Again, the numbers are a little bit off on DraftKings, and then in this side as well. So, it's a little bit tougher to figure that out. But the Yuta Watanabe news is pretty important because If he's in, I think he's very clearly my favorite option. If he's out, then I think we can start considering some value guys. Maybe again, Kawamura, Yuta Baba, maybe Hawkinson. That is, and again, Rui Hachimura is not playing in the FIBA World Cup. So we move on to Germany. So Germany's very easy. We have nice box scores to go over. So let's talk about it for Germany. I have a couple of games here. This was against the USA. And you can see very nice stats here. So Franz Wagner played 30 minutes. Voigtmann played 27 minutes. Daniel Theis 28 minutes. Andreas Obst 24 minutes. And Dennis Schroeder 32 minutes. Schroeder and Franz Wagner should be leading the way here offensively here for Germany. In this game, Schroeder went for 16 points, 10 assists. Franz Wagner here, 17 points, 10 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals. Those two definitely my favorite options here for Germany. They're at the top. Franz Wagner's 9K. Dennis Schroeder 7.3. Factoring in salary, I would prefer Schroeder to Wagner. But there's some value that I think are decent options. Mohamed Lowe was a guy that we played a lot in the Olympics a few years ago, but looks like he's going to be backing up Schroeder here. So Lowe in this, Mohamed Lowe played 14 minutes in this game, and then in this game he played 26 minutes. So I think he's okay value, but I think some of these bigs are where I'm really looking to value. Voigtmann, however you pronounce his name, Mo Wagner's, and Daniel Theis and Thiemann. So Daniel Theis been starting at the 5. I actually like him a good amount here at 5.5K. You can take a look at both games. So in this game, played 28 minutes against the USA, 12 points, 13 rebounds. In this game, only 20 minutes, but 16 points, 2 rebounds. So I think Daniel Theis is a solid option. Then Voigtmann in both games, 26 minutes here. And, that's Lithuania. And then 27 minutes here. 11 points, 10 boards in this game. And then 7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists in this game. So those two bigs I think are solid. Mo Wagner, surprisingly not starting for this team, coming off the bench. But he'll still be very productive when he's on the court. So in 16 minutes on the bench against the USA, he went for 14 points, 3 rebounds. And in this game off the bench in 16 minutes, he went for 8 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. So I think Mo Wagner also interesting. The other starter here, Andreas Obst, he played 30 minutes here, 12 points, relatively score independent. And then in this game, Obst played 24 minutes, 12 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. And he is down here at 4.5K. So that's kind of the guys I've interested in for Germany. Again, a lot of those starters. A little bit interested in Mo Wagner at the bench, a little bit interested in Mlo. But again, Obst, the starters, I'm guessing are going to be Franz Wagner, Schroeder, Voigtmann, Theis, and Andreas Obst. Let's move on to Lithuania and Egypt. So what I want to mention for Lithuania, sadly, no Sabonis. He will not be playing in this game, or not be playing in the World Cup. I'm taking a look at some of these stats for Lithuania. You can see, relatively spread out rotation here. Some teams run more condensed rotation, some teams not as much. Lithuania, outside of big Jonas Valanciunas, minutes relatively spread out. So if you just look at all the games, Jonas Valanciunas dominating usage. So in this game, 27 minutes, 12 points, 14 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 steals, and a block. So JV, clearly the go-to guy here. Should be able to feast too against this Egypt team. So I'm very high in Jonas Valanciunas. Definitely one of my favorite spend-ups here. You have Rockets legend Deontis Montejunas. I don't know if some of you guys remember him. He was on the Rockets for a bit. He's backing it up, playing about 12 minutes. He's being productive, but again, it's not ideal that he's not in the starting lineup. Montejunas, 12 minutes there, 11 minutes there. You saw in the most recent game for Lithuania, Ignas Brazdeikis, Michigan legend and formerly of the Magic. He picked up a start. He is the flat min price. So if he starts, I actually do like Brazdeikis quite a bit. In the most recent game, 9 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds. So again, if the flat min price, sign me up from that. The other starters, the only other guy that was really playing consistent minutes was this Joko Batitas guy. So let me go ahead and bring him up and see what his price point is at. So he's also at the flat min price, Joko Batias. And he's had some decent games too. In this game, 9 points. In this game, 10 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. In this game, 7 points, 10 assists, 3 rebounds. You've got to see he is acting as their point guard, looks like. So I actually do like him quite a bit for value. The other starters for Lithuania, Bendezes played 22 minutes in this game, didn't do a ton. Demisa played 17 minutes, didn't do a ton. In this game, Bendezes 24 minutes, did have 21 points. And then Demisa, not so much. So let's look at this Bendezes guy. Again, I'm definitely not going to be mispronouncing their names. And he's also the Flatman price, right? So you can get some pretty significant, pretty solid value here. Again, 24 minutes and 22 minutes for him. Off the bench for Lithuania, let's see. Is there anyone I would really want to target? We mentioned Motiejunas, but again, he's not playing a ton of minutes. You have Domantas Savidras not really playing a ton. He was in the NBA for a little bit. So I think that's it for Lithuania. Let's move on to Egypt, too. There's really just nothing on Egypt. I'm not going to lie, man. I was trying to do digging. They're like, Egypt, again, there's nothing. If you click on these, it's all like Instagram links with no stats. This Amir Abdalahim guy, I guess, is the leading scorer, 12.6 points per game. Again, that's probably where I'd go to. And I believe he is the Flatman price as well for Egypt. But yeah, Egypt, it's really, really hard to find anything on them. Let's say, or ABDEL. I believe that is this guy. I believe that is him. But that's different too. Like, I don't know. Egypt is like, it's like near impossible. There's like nothing out there. All the stats are just like Instagram posts. You can't find anything. Again, these are the warm-up games. Really, no one's standing out, to be honest. In 11 games, the Salah guy, Saleh, averaged 14 points. He's not even in the player pool for Egypt. Yeah, it's pretty tough out there to try to find anything for Egypt. Let's see, they did say this Ehab Amin. Let's see if we can find him. He scored 13 points in there. Okay, so Ehab Amin, well, in one of their games, we know he was their leading scorer, right? He put 13 points up, so I don't know. Maybe you had to play someone him, but yeah, Egypt is really, really hard to find any news out there for them. So basically be a stay away unless we get confirmed starters before lock. But even so, I think this team's going to get blown out by Lithuania. And then finally, France and Canada. So this should be a good game here. Again, we do have nice box scores for both these teams. So take a look at France. This is what against Lithuania. They started Gobert, Nando De Colo. He was in the NBA for a bit. Fournier, Yabusele, formerly of the Celtics, and Batum. And surprisingly, it's been Yabusele that has been playing the most for France in these games. 30 minutes here. And then you can take a look at the numbers. So this is, again, in Mandarin or Mandarin Chinese. So we don't have the names. You know the numbers, right? So 27, that's Gobert. 12 is Nando De Colo. Again, this is what you have to do, right? You research. This is what I've been doing. Fournier, 10. Yabusele, 7. And Batum is 5. And 30 minutes for Yabusele in this game, and 30 minutes here. So he's played the most out of anyone in France the last couple games in their warm-up games. And he is down here at 4.2K. So Yabusele, I think, is a really solid value here for France. But other than that, it's going to be a lot of the main guys. Gobert, Nando De Colo, Fournier, Batum. I expect Fournier to be like the go-to guy offensively here. You kind of saw that for them in the Olympics a few years ago. Fournier didn't have the best game here. Only 7 points. Batum only 7 points here. De Colo only 7 points. You have De Colo is kind of a stat sheet stuffer. Batum is obviously a stat sheet stuffer. And then Fournier will have the ball in his hands a little bit too. But Fournier a little bit more scoring dependent. Gobert also a guy that can stuff a stat sheet. But minutes, relatively spread out here. Not great. Gobert only 21 minutes. Down to De Colo in 22 minutes. Batum did play 28 minutes. In this game, I'm not sure what happened to Batum. He only played 13 minutes here. Maybe he got a little bit banged up. But Fournier had the big game here. Again, he had 29 points. So again, I think the ceiling's the highest in Evan Fournier. He had 29 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in this game. And then number 12, again, that's Nando De Colo. In this game, again, kind of just stuff in the stat sheet, 6 points, 4 assists. Yeah, and then Gobert, again, 9 points, 8 rebounds. Like, I think he's okay, but I think actually my favorite play here is surprising. It's going to be Yabusele. Now, off the bench, is there anyone that I have some interest in for France? So we can take a look at these games. Off the bench, you saw Elia Kobo play 24 minutes. He was also in the NBA for a little bit. And Frank Ntilikina, he is in the NBA. Mohamed Fall, or wait, is it Mustafa Fall? Hold on. It's Mustafa Fall. Mustafa Fall should play the backup 5, 4.6K. But again, I would just rather play Yabusele at a similar price point. You have Ntilikina, who again is playing some decent minutes off the bench. And then Elia Kobo, who I don't even know if they have in the player pool. Oh, they do. Elia Kobo. So a Kobo off the bench, a little bit interesting. Mustafa Fall and Ntilikina. And then in this game, let's see what they played in this game. So a Kobo 0, Ntilikina's 1, Mustafa Fall is 93. 93, played 16 minutes, 2 points, 7 boards, 3 assists. Let's see, Elia Kobo in this game played 26 minutes off the bench. Another solid game for a Kobo off the bench. 6 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. And then who was the other one? A Ntilikina, number 1. Looks like he didn't play in this game. Unless we're listening, this is Ntilikina. I don't know. But yeah, so that's France. And finally finishing up with Canada, a team you're going to be very familiar with. A lot of familiar names on this roster, obviously. So let's take a look at some Canada box scores. I have a couple pulled up here. So this game against Spain, you saw Shea should be the go-to guy here. Against Spain, 22 points, 8 boards, 3 assists. Dwight Powell, 12 points, 12 boards. RJ Barrett, 18 points. Brooks, Dort, they're solid defenders, but they didn't do a ton offensively. And then Olynyk had a really solid game, 11 points, 5 boards, 6 assists. Looks like these were the starters: SGA, Powell, Barrett, Brooks, Dort. Olynyk came off the bench. My boy, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, came off the bench, had a decent game. But it would mainly be those starters, plus I think Olynyk and Nickeil Alexander-Walker that I'll be looking to. Now, let's take a look at the price points here. So you got Shea at the top of 10K. I think he's a solid spend up. He's right there with a lot of the other spend ups in the slate. RJ Barrett, 8.1K is reasonable. I think I'd rather get to Shea though, but there's some solid value plays here. I think other value plays, Kelly Olynyk, probably my favorite option. You can see he did start in this game and it went for 21 points, 4 boards, 1 assist. So they started Olynyk here, bought Dort off the bench here. But yeah, you can see like big minutes, right? This box score, they actually give you the minutes. Like look at the minutes here. 34 minutes for Shea, 35 minutes for Barrett, 26 for Olynyk, 26 for Brooks, 32 for Dort, 22 for NAW. Really not much for anyone else. Powell only played 14 minutes in this game. We don't know how many minutes he played in this game, but he did have 12 points and 12 boards. So, yeah, I like, again, SGA at the top. I think Olynyk's a good value. Dwight Powell is 4.3K. Not sure how many minutes he's going to play, but I think he's a solid value as well. So I like Powell. I like Olynyk. I like my boy NAW. Brooks and Dort should play a good amount of minutes, but maybe not be as great offensively. More going to be out there for defense. But yeah, guys, so that's going to wrap it up the video. If you did enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And if you are looking for more content, again, more in-depth content, a lot more of player pool, updated lineups, all the good stuff, that'll be linked down below to give you that significant edge. I'll also be live before lock Friday morning. Yes, Friday morning, like 6 a.m. I'm going to be live. And then I'll be grinding preseason DFS. Like I said, very little sleep for me this weekend. But that's going to wrap it up. As always, guys, again, make sure to like. And if you do enjoy, and we'll see you all in the next video.